On the Saturday before the fifth Sunday of Lent, day before yesterday, something curious and striking happened in many Catholic churches. Images and statues are veiled. This ancient practice draws us to another kind of fast during Lent called the fasting of the eyes. This visual fast prepares us for the Holy Week because it encourages us to look beyond the external and turn inward to allow our imaginations and our heart to focus on the Passion story without any external aid, like Mary pondering everything in our heart. However, a fast of the eyes should be extended to other visuals that could cause distractions during these moments of internal meditation. Therefore, we need to mind what we watch or what we see. We might have to step away from the screens for a while or reduce the use of our smartphones or TVs this period. We need what spiritual giants call Custodia Occulorum, meaning custody of the eyes. It is a Catholic practice of controlling what one allows oneself to see, while recognizing that what is viewed can influence the soul and potentially lead to sin. This practice is in recognition that there is a kind of sin that injures and there is a kind of sin that saves. In the book of Daniel, our first reading of today, we meet Susanna, a woman known for her wealth, virtue, and beauty. If there is anything like spiritual body, she should qualify. However, I don't think the words spiritual and body go together. Anyway, she was the victim of the predatory gaze of two elders, men who should have been protectors of justice. Instead, their eyes betrayed them. They allowed their sight to feed their lust, and their lust blinded their heart. They conspired, they lied, and nearly destroyed an innocent life, all because they refused to guard their eyes. Custodia Occulorum, custody of the eyes, is more than a moral discipline. It is a spiritual posture, an invitation to see with reverence, to look upon the world not with possession but with compassion. It is the practice of looking with purity. It is about choosing not only what we set our eyes upon, but how we see things, how we perceive reality. In the gospel reading of today, John chapter 8, Jesus stands in the temple and says, "I am the light of the world." Before the giving of the law by Moses, God appeared to Moses in flames of fire from within the bush. Moses saw that though the bush was on fire, it did not consume, it did not burn, in Exodus chapter 3, verse 2. However, with the institution of the Levitical priesthood, God instructs that the fire in the temple must be kept burning on the altar continuously. It must not go out, in Leviticus chapter 6, verse 13. A priest or a Levite was assigned that responsibility. The fire signifies the presence of God. In fulfillment of this, Jesus, who is both the high priest and the fire of God's presence made flesh, proclaims, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." This is not just about knowing right from wrong. It's about a new way of seeing. Light doesn't only expose darkness, it also illuminates the path that leads to the truth. Jesus goes on to challenge the Pharisees' way of seeing because they judge by the flesh, that is, by appearances. We live in a world saturated with images, X-rated adult content designed to stir desire, to distract, or to diminish. Without the discipline of our gaze, the discipline of our eyes, we risk reducing others to objects of pleasure. But when we walk in the light of Christ, we are taught to see differently, not with lust, envy, or judgment, but with purity and honor. Let us ask God to heal our sight, to remove the cataracts of sin and selfishness, so we could see as He sees. Imagine what would have happened if the elders had looked at Susanna either as a sister or as a daughter of God. Imagine how often our world will be kinder, will be more just, more loving if we practice this kind of spiritual vision. To practice Custodia Occulorum is not to fear beauty or to avert our eyes in shame, but to see beauty rightly as a reflection of the divine, not a prize to be seized. It is to remember that every face bears the image and the likeness of God. It is to look and recognize that we are not owners of what we see, but witnesses to the sacred mystery. So today we ask, what do I look at? How do I see the world? Let us look through the lens of Christ's light, where judgment becomes mercy, where temptation becomes reverence, where others, especially the opposite sex, are seen as our beloved brothers and sisters. Let us ask the Lord to teach us to see differently, the right way, not as the world sees, but as He does. May the Lord bless His word in our hearts in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.